Am I the type of coach or consultant who can close a six-figure deal? If you've ever wondered that, you're not alone. In the coaching and consulting world, the range of fees is massive. You've got people charging $100 an hour and barely scraping by, and then you've got others that are closing high six-figure engagements and building seven-figure businesses. This question, what types of coaches and consultants can land six-figure deals, is one that I get all the time. And if you're not personally surrounded by people closing deals at this level, it might seem impossible. But when you look at those positioned as experts in the marketplace, you'll notice something. They command premium fees because they solve bigger, more urgent problems. So in today's video, I'm breaking down the types of coaches and consultants who, with the right strategy and support, can land six-figure deals. And I'm going to give you real examples of what this looks like in action. By the way, if you enjoy this type of content, please hit like and subscribe so you never miss an episode. Hi, I'm Jessica Yarbrough, expert business strategist for B2B coaches and consultants. Let's dive in. First, executive coaches can land six-figure deals. Executive coaching spans a wide pricing spectrum. Some charge a few hundred per hour, while others land $15,000 to $25,000 engagements. If you're already in that upper range, congratulations. But even then, most executive coaches are still undercharging. When positioned as a trusted strategic partner for the CEO or senior leadership, your pricing can go much higher. There are two primary ways executive coaches can land six-figure deals. The first is coaching the CEO or multiple executives within the same organization. For example, two executives at $50K, each instantly becomes a $100K engagement. Even coaching a CEO, for $10K a month becomes a six-figure investment. The second is coaching an entire leadership team, and this is one of the most common scenarios for my clients. My client Michelle is a great example. After we packaged her expertise into a high-end offer, the CEO loved it and immediately brought her to coach several key leaders within his organization. So instantly she took that five-figure engagement and we created a six-figure executive coaching deal for the company. So if you want to land six-figure engagements as an executive coach, be sure to package your expertise for teams because that's one of the fastest paths there. Number two, leadership coaches can also land six-figure deals. Leadership coaches often start by selling workshops, shorter-term engagements, or smaller programs, but six-figure deals requires you to shift into longer-term engagements, bigger problems, and that you have stronger positioning as an expert. My client Misha had never sold anything close to six figures, but we helped her build a proprietary system. We helped her elevate her positioning and create these really attractive high-end packages. She closed her first $360,000 deal, which was a game changer for her business. My client Maureen is another great example. She hadn't landed a six-figure deal in her 10 years of coaching. Within 6 weeks of joining, she pitched a $180,000 deal and it closed. And we also went on to take her to seven figures that year. So be sure to download and read her case study. The link is pinned in the comments below. And leadership coaching isn't limited to senior teams. Organizations also invest in developing emerging leaders too. There is opportunity there across companies and across industries. Strategists can also land six-figure deals. Business strategists, whether focused on strategic planning and execution or operations, are prime candidates for six-figure deals. I've helped so many strategists over the years to finally own their worth and command top dollar for their time. I had a client who had never imagined selling at this level. Once we clarified his value proposition and boosted his confidence around pricing, he sold his first $150,000 engagement. And he currently has $450,000 worth of strategy coaching proposals out right now. When you help teams align goals, optimize operations, or execute on key initiatives, you can absolutely charge six figures. The key is how you position your offer. By the way, some people also assume you can only charge these kinds of figures to large companies, but that's not true. You can sell six-figure deals to businesses making a few million, all the way up to those making billions of dollars. Next, communication coaches can also land six-figure deals. Most communication coaches undercharge because they're selling workshops or short-term coaching, but communication isn't a nice to have, it's mission critical. Organizations know that poor communication costs them time, money, productivity, team cohesion, And this is why communication transformations sell. My client Tim built a mid-six-figure business, but it required constant travel and small deals. He really wanted fewer clients at a higher level. Well, we created a flagship program and targeted a major company. They invested six figures in the first year, and by Q1 of year two, he had already closed nearly $500,000 in new business, which is what he was making yearly before he hired me. When communication coaches package transformation instead of sessions, that's where everything starts to change. Next, change management consultants can land six-figure deals. During times of change, restructures, acquisitions, culture shifts, organizations need expert support. My client came to me severely undercharging, and once we positioned her properly and helped her articulate the value of her change management process, she felt confident raising her prices significantly. One client paid her more than $500,000 in a single year. So if you facilitate transformation, six-figure deals are absolutely on the table. So what's the big takeaway? There are so many types of B2B coaches and consultants who can land six-figure deals. The key is this: you must identify an urgent problem in the marketplace and demonstrate that you can solve it. Six-figure deals don't go to nice-to-have offers. They go to expert who can solve really costly, time-sensitive challenges. So if you can position your services as essential, articulate the value of your solution, and present your offer confidently to the buyer, then you're in the perfect position to sell six-figure engagements. If this is something you want help with, be sure to click the link below, check out our client case studies, and let's have a conversation. Until next time.